Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video we will be covering about one another method of OAuth connecting to Salesforce. So we will be using OAuth SAML. So there are some couple of things which we need to set up on Salesforce platform. So without any further ado, let's check it out. So guys, this is the Salesforce platform, and I am under platform tools category under the app manager, and this is a Salesforce based MuleSoft SAML Connect which I have already created. So I will do one thing. I will click on this new connected app and will set up some basic things around here, and then we will go back to the main Anypoint Studio. So in order to set it up, we need to create some certificate file and JKS file out of here. So we can use Java key store and the public key combination for the same. How to do that? Some part of it is already covered in SSL and one-way and two-way SSL based videos which I have already created. So in case you have not gone through those particular videos, I will request you to have a look around that, but now we will be covering the command section in this particular video as well. So just make a note of it. You need to place the certificate as well as the JKS file, which will be having the public key and the private keys, in a location where your Anypoint Studio project is being located. So in other words, this is my domain project location in which I intend to create the JKS and cert files, and this is the command through which we can generate the Salesforce cert and the JKS file. Basically, we are passing the gen key pair along with the certificate alias, which is optional when we configure the Salesforce configuration. And RSA by default it is taken 2048, and this is the key store salesforce-cert.jks. This is going to create two things over here, like .crt file and one JKS file. So as soon as you hit enter at this particular command, it will ask for username, password, and rest of your details. After it will confirm back the same, and you have to mention yes if all is good. Then it will ask for the password once again, and once it is correctly set up, then it will create the certificate. And you can also export the cert out of it, and .crt and JKS file will be placed under CRT file. So cert file is being created using this command. Now the thing is, within our Mule domain project, we should have these cert, CRT and JKS file inside the resources folder. Okay, so basically at least this cert.jks needs to be inside this SRC main resources. I will tell you the reason behind it very soon. Now I assume we are having this JKS file as well as this cert file available within the main project hierarchy, because we are going to refer this CRT file somewhere in our Salesforce platform as well. Now where we are going to use it, I'm just configuring this particular app. So I will mention SAML MuleSoft connection. You can mention the email ID, and these are the optional fields. Just enable this OAuth callback URL. You can put any customized value as well. Use this full SS as well as refresh token offline SS. This should be fine for now. Okay, this is pretty much it. Click on save, click on continue. Now click on this manage section. Okay, click on edit policies. Instead of permitted user, use admin approved users that are pre-authorized. It will say like it will restrict the access, so I am fine with that. I will click on OK. I will click on save, and this is all good. Under the profiles, we need to select our specific profile for this particular user. Okay, so ideally we should be good with standard user, but if you want to run your application with all permissions, better to use sysadmin as well. And let me check, is app subscription user as well, it should be fine. And that should be it. Okay, click on save button, and this is it. Okay, so once we are done with it, it takes around 2 to 10 minutes, and I have observed it takes really a good time. It's most of the cases it's 10 minutes. Okay, so I will not wait till that point of time. So instead of that, I have configured the same thing for this MuleSoft SAML Connect, and let me show you the configuration for the same. It is giving me the consumer key, consumer secret, and you can see this is the one which I have created some time back using the similar sort of credentials, and this is the callback URL, and that's pretty much of it. Okay, so now, and you can see, okay, and one thing I forgot to mention, and this is like very crucial one as well. Let me go back to this SAML MuleSoft connection, because in the other one it's already been there. So click on this edit button, use digital signatures. Okay, and over here select this CRT. Okay, and save it. Yeah, I know this is a crucial one and I forgot it somehow, so no worries, but here you can see it is now reflecting, right? Earlier it was not there. So this is the crucial part. We need to add the digital signatures, and this is being required. Okay guys, now we will go back to our Anypoint Studio, and I will locate my mule domain config, and this is the SAML. You have to just one second, you have to just click on this create button, select the Salesforce, and when it will open up, you have to just go for this drop down and select the OAuth SAML. So this is the final version of the option which we are going to discuss for Salesforce connector. We have already covered username, password, JWT 2.0 and basic auth in previous videos. So this is about it. So for consumer key, we have mentioned similar value from the property file. This is the key store which we have placed in the SRC main resources. Now if it is not being there in SRC main resources, then we have to give the absolute path, but by default it takes inside whatever is present in SRC main resources folder. This is the store password. So this is the we have taken it from the our property file. And certificate alias, this is an optional field. Principal is same as your username, that is the one which you have used for creating your registration on Salesforce platform, and this is the token endpoint. So ideally if I hit on the test connection, it should be successful. It takes some time. So it is good. Okay, so OAuth SAML underscore OAuth SAML is working fine. I will close this by clicking on OK, and I will go to Salesforce demo, in which I have created this particular flow, quite similar to what the approach we are following till now, but the only difference will lie in the configuration of this query. So I have used this Salesforce config OAuth SAML because this is a domainized project, so that's why all the connection I have maintained within the mule domain config itself. And after that, there is a transform message which is going to put it in a JSON format, and we are going to log it. That's pretty much standard we are following right away. I will clean up this project before I proceed with the Postman hit. So it's now up and running, and I will quickly go back to Postman, and what I will do, I will put SAML in the end, and let's see if it works. Yes, it is working fine, and the number of records obtained are 20. So with this, we come to the end of the final installment of the series of videos in which we were discussing about the different ways to connect through Salesforce connector to Salesforce platform using MuleSoft. I hope you like this video, and thanks for watching.